I've retired from Kino Lorber. Let's talk about it. What is up, everybody? I am Mason from the Mockbuster YouTube channel. Welcome back to the channel here, and today we're going to be talking about something that really pains me to say, but if you know me, I used to be the Kino Lorber man. I used to buy every single Kino Lorber 4K release, and I would buy them. I'd go to Toronto, downtown Toronto, pay with my hard-earned money to buy every single Kino Lorber 4K, and for a while I was on a hit streak. I currently have the original first 100 releases from Kino Lorber, and there were some fantastic releases. We had those fantastic Stanley Kubrick releases. We had the amazing Touch of Evil, Hard Target, Great Escape, Fistful of Dollars, A Few Dollars More, and then The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Spaceballs. So many fantastic releases that were getting fantastic 4K transfers, and they were cheap. They were like $29 Canadian, and I'd gladly pay for them. But again, as times happen, you know, they started increasing their prices. When I started collecting, they were $29, and now they're about $32. But as the price increases, I'm noticing a lot of these titles aren't really enticing me as they used to. A lot of films I could care less for, but unfortunately, the straw that broke the camel's back was their announcement for The Visit on 4K Blu-ray. That movie is so bad, in my opinion, that I was just like, I never want to watch that movie ever again, let alone pay $35 Canadian after tax for it. So I was like, that is what stopped me from buying it. And it was also a lot of bad FOMO because they were releasing so many movies, one after the other, like 3 to 4 4Ks a week. And as a college student, that's just not feasible for me. And one of the other things was I was kind of proud to be like, oh, I'm one of the very few people who have it. But again, there's YouTubers who get sent to them for free, and I can't compete with that. People get sent all of these for free, so I'm not even unique in that sense. And also, collecting isn't as fun as it used to be. I have so many movies now, but a lot of them are still sealed because I just don't have the time to sit down and crack open a cold one. I used to post hauls all the time of me grabbing the new Kino Lorber 4Ks. You know how many Kino Lorber 4Ks I've gotten since my last, like, 4K haul of some Kino Lorbers? These are the amount of Kino Lorbers I've bought from that video, and I have like little to no energy or want to make videos about them because some of these movies I could care less for. And while releases like The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari and The Hunted on 4K pique my interest, I also paid the same amount of money for a movie called Link about an evil monkey. Like, why? Like, and now these may be fan favorites and they may intrigue you. For me, these films I really don't care about them. And you know, I don't really like to bring in politics into this, but again, these are American imports. And so with a certain new person in power who's going to put a lot of tariffs over imports from the US to Canada, these are going to go up from 35 to maybe 45. You know, there's a lot of US only 4Ks where it would be $20 American. When we get it, it would be $65. Like, my local store was selling the 6 cents and the sign for $65. That's insane prices, and to continue that kind of a collection, it just doesn't make sense for me economically. Now, I'm not saying that Kino Lorber sucks or they've lost their ways. I just personally don't see myself as a collector getting every single Kino Lorber the way I used to, because just the consistency of the films that I would enjoy watching isn't there anymore. And while it was a fun little kind of like collector thing that made collecting more fun, it honestly started taking a toll when a lot of movies that I wouldn't really care about kept on releasing, and I'd be spending. Like, I remember I spent $200 on a Kino Lorber haul of movies I don't like. That's insane, and that's when I knew, yikes, I have a problem. And that was taking money away from films that I actually care about. There'd be 4K releases that I'd be like, oh, I can't really get that because my budget right now is to Kino Lorber, and that's not how any collector should be. FOMO is such a bad, toxic thing in this collector community that it's driving a lot of people into anxiety and depression. Like I know this is first world problems, but when a lot of our hobbies are connected to the things that we enjoy and I love, and when we can't really indulge in those things that we love, we can get into our own head and it can feel like a lot. I know a lot of recent Blu-tubers have been talking about the whole negative side about collecting and how FOMO is really intense, especially now that these movies, you have to buy them now, especially if you're a collector and you want to get it with a slipcover. A lot of them will go out of print and you'll just never see them. And I recently got these in the mail, and with that being said, I have now collected the first 100 Kino Lorber 4K releases, mostly with the original slipcover. The only slipcovers I don't have is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly and Spaceballs, but those are so rare and expensive where I would probably never see myself buying them. So instead, I just made custom slipcovers of them for myself, and I just enjoy it that way. They're close enough, you know, they have nice quality to them, so you know, might as well. They have the original backing and everything too. So, but yeah, here we have some 4Ks that I picked up semi-recently. We have Rian Johnson's The Brick on 4K. I absolutely love this movie. I love me some young Joseph Gordon-Levitt. This one, Rian Johnson was still on his A game when it came to directing actors. Another 4K I picked up was William Friedkin's Rules of Engagement, another anti-war American film that I absolutely love. I love when American war films take itself seriously and they delve into the hypocrisy and the corruption of the American war conglomerate, so I had to pick it up on 4K. And it's a William Friedkin film, so big up, rest in peace. This was a blind buy, and this is Baby Blood. I heard really good things about it in the horror community, so, and again, this was, I think, number 99 on the 4K list, so we got Baby Blood on 4K. Then we got Arabesque on 4K, film I've never heard of, but it does star Gregory Peck, and I love me some Gregory Peck. And then another Friedkin film I have here is The Hunted on 4K. Was tempted to pick up the Blu-ray recently, and then they announced it on 4K, so I had to pick it up. Tommy Lee Jones, Benicio del Toro, absolutely fantastic. And again, these 4Ks, absolutely love it, because they do have Dolby Vision HDR with a brand new scan of a 4K camera negatives or whatever. A 4K scan of the original camera negatives, so had to pick that up. And then, obviously, one of my favorite films of all time, one of the films that started a movement that made things... The way we watch films today probably wouldn't be the same without this film, and that is The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Absolutely fantastic. I'm really excited to see if this is a new transfer. I haven't really read much into it. Stunningly meticulous 4K restoration of the film with a new orchestral score by 5-time Emmy-winning composer Jeff Beal, known for House of Cards, which had its premiere performance on Carnegie Hall on June 3rd, 2024. Ooh, nice. So it's a recent release. But yeah, so those are what I picked up for the Kino Lorbers. And I remember when I would pick up a new Kino 4K, the amount of joy that would come to my heart was absolutely addicting. But after a few of these releases, like Zoltan, Hound of Dracula, or In and Out, like, I'd pick these up out of obligation because I said that I would collect every Kino Lorber 4K. And also, when it comes to availability, I have to go to downtown Toronto, which is a cesspool and a shithole of a place to drive to. The traffic there is insane. The store I go to is located in a very inconvenient situation. There's no parking. You have to take the subway. Thank God I have a father and a brother who are very kind to me and will idle in the car while I'll go in, pick up my Kinos, and then come out. But again, it's such a hassle, and again, to dedicate my entire afternoon to go to a different city to pick up a movie I really don't care about, to spend $40, almost, oh yes, $37 after tax, but if I was paying cash it was $35, for a movie I don't care about, spending a lot of money, dedicating a lot of time and effort. I guess it just became a real nuisance, and you shouldn't be spending money on a nuisance. But that's not what a hobby and what being a collector should be. It should be enjoying the things we love, dedicating our time to things we love, and it feeding back to us, right? We shouldn't be in a hobby where we'll feel stressed because we can't buy it day one, or we'll never ever get it ever again. And again, with the 25% tariffs, who knows how much these are going to cost in the future, and it just scares me. So I was like, you know what? I'm really happy with the fact that I got the first 100. I feel like that's a good milestone to have a good little end cap. Again, there's still movies that I'm really excited to get on Kino Lorber. There's Uncle Buck on 4K, which I'm so hyped for. We got Sacrifice, the Andrei Tarkovsky film, on 4K, which I know is going to look absolutely beautiful with Dolby Vision and 4K. Mimic is also coming out, so I'm not like never ever gonna buy a Kino Lorber ever again. I'm just not buying every single Kino Lorber. It's a little sad because I dedicated so much of my money and time to trying to collect every single Kino Lorber, but I feel like with a milestone like the first 100, I feel like I can, you know, tip my hat and take off my gun belt and call it a day. So that's basically what's been going on. I remember I used to be the Kino man. I used to buy every single Kino Lorber. but that is no more, sadly. But that's one of my New Year's resolutions, is to not really buy everything and to not really feed into FOMO, but I will invest in films that I absolutely love. If I have to spend a few extra dollars on a 4K slipcover of a film that I absolutely love, I will end up getting that. But to be spending this much money on blind buys, it's just not reasonable. But yeah, so that's just a little update video I wanted to let you guys know, because I remember I said in a previous video that I stopped collecting every Kino Lorber 4K, and I just haven't announced the reason why, and I know some people are interested in it, and I feel like some of you can relate to this, you know, because I've been seeing a lot of the FOMO and people talking about it and how much, not really it stresses them out, but you know, I can tell that it's actually irking a lot of people in the community. And I just want to say that you guys aren't alone, and that it's totally normal to feel that way. But we shouldn't let it consume us, and it shouldn't let us think of collecting as this kind of stress. There shouldn't be any stress or nervousness behind collecting. It should be a fun escape or a fun way to express our love for film and for collecting physical media. But yeah, that was today's video. Let me know down below if you've been experiencing this kind of existential collecting dread that I've been, you know, really being sick and tired of FOMO and it not resulting in the results that we expected. Like, again, I used to love picking up a Kino Lorber every single week, but now it's just becoming like, ugh, ooh, you know, like, especially with films I really don't care for anymore, it's just becoming a burden, and that shouldn't be, like we shouldn't be thinking of collecting as a burden. It should be like a fun passion for us. But anyways, that has been today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I have been Mason for the Mockbuster YouTube channel. If you love everything physical media, from Blu-ray hunting videos to reviews to lists to rants to just random talking about nerdy stuff, click that subscribe button and stay a while. And I'm also Canadian, so if you're a Canadian too, hit that subscribe button. You're obligated to, as a Canadian physical media collector. Anyways, that has been it. See you guys later. Peace out. Long live physical media. Cheers.